fenced-in yard happen? Make two-story in town happen? Or ranch in the country happen? Definitely make 2 bathrooms happen. With Fox, make we can afford that one happen. When it's time to decide on your dream home, Fox helps you make life happen. Visit one of 22 Fox locations or apply online today so you can make this is the one happen.
Fox Communities.
And good evening, everybody, from Emmanuel Gym at Appleton West High School. Jonathan Krause and Dick Napinski with you tonight here on the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. And we've got a good matchup between the Kimberly Papermakers and the Appleton West Terrors tonight. And Dick, first game of the shoot here for Kimberly, starting a little bit later than a lot of other teams.
It is, because talked to Lucky Wirtz before the game, and he said, yeah, this is as late as I've ever started a high school basketball season in his career, both coaching and playing probably, December 6th. Usually they try to manage their schedule for the Kimberly football team.
Yes.
Well, that fell a little short this year, but then they had some time. Lucky said, hey, I took a trip, watched my daughter play some college basketball for UWGB. It all worked out well, so they are here, and they are loaded for bear this year in the FBA. They have a lot of players back. You start with Jake Buchanan, you go right down the line. They have size, they've got shooting ability. They're going to be a tough out in this conference season.
And that means a very tough task tonight for the Appleton West Terrors, who lost their opening game of the season 50-42 to the Fond du Lac Cardinals earlier this week. And for Appleton West, picked to finish near the bottom of the FBA. What do you expect them to try and do tonight to hang with Kimberly?
Well, first of all, they've got a whole bunch of guys who aren't here anymore. They all graduated. Will Mahoney, who we saw against UW Oshkosh just last weekend. Guys like Bubba Thompson, Spencer Melberg, they're all graduated. So you have Tyler Tetsky, who's the lone starter, who's coming back from last year. In addition to that, you've got a lot of unknowns. Guys who are going to have to step up. They're still finding their roles. The first game against Fond du Lac, a little bit like that, trying to find how do we work together? Who takes the big shot? Who do you rely on to get the rebound? Those kind of things, and a first-year coach in Adam Lagaki too. So all these pieces have yet to mesh for the Terrors, and that's going to be the big challenge.
Going to need a lot more than 42 points tonight.
Unless you can play defense the way that Dick Bennett taught defense, you're going to have trouble holding Kimberly to 42 points.
And the interesting thing is that when I had a chance to talk with Coach Lagaki before the game, he mentioned that at times they were just playing too fast. Creating turnovers, not getting good space on the floor, and that prevented them from really rotating the ball, forcing a lot of shots.
And that will happen with an inexperienced team. They'll start to get swept up in the pace of a game, and you see that a lot, that they have one success, and they say, okay, if we do it faster, it'll be better. No, it won't be better. You have to come back and do, this is what we're running. These are our sets. Look for the open shot. Take that extra pass. Be patient. With young teams and experienced teams, that patience is a tough thing to come by.
It'll be interesting to see if, though, being able to at least get one game under their belt versus a Kimberly team that hasn't yet seen the floor in competition, they may be in a situation where they need to find out what exactly their roles are and who they are.
That is an advantage for the Terrors. That first game, any coach will tell you, they dread first games, but they're absolutely necessary because you have to come out, see what guys do in game speed. If the Terrors do have an advantage tonight, it is they've worked together one game. The Papermakers are coming out. Okay, they all know each other. They've all been playing together, a lot of experience on this team, but they have not played in this season yet against competition where they're keeping score.
Tell you what, why don't we take a break? When we come back, we will go through the starting lineups. You are watching the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week here on thescorewi.com.
100 years in business, thousands of construction projects, countless memories, and priceless relationships for which we are eternally grateful. But we're just getting started. The team at Myron Construction thrives on bringing dreams to life, and we're looking forward to the next century of building excellence for our clients, partners, and the community. Because building excellence isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
Make the blue one happen. Or maybe the white one happen. Make that was easy happen. Make we can take my new car happen. And definitely make double takes in the garage happen. When it's time to upgrade your ride, Fox helps you make life happen. Visit one of 22 Fox locations or apply online at foxcu.org so you can make "Hey, I feel good in this car" happen.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
And welcome back inside Dick Emanuel Gym. Jonathan Krause and Dick Pinsky with you tonight here on the Fox Communities Credit Union Stream Game of the Week. And while we have a chance, let's get into tonight's starting lineups. And we will start first with the visiting Kimberly Papermakers under the direction of head coach Lucky Wirtz. In your little Bible there, do they happen to mention what Lucky's career record is?
Lucky's career record.
I know he's moving up in terms of all-time wins here in the state.
He already has 423 wins.
At Kimberly?
Yep.
Or altogether?
Altogether.
Okay.
And at Kimberly so far, 184 and 84. That's a pretty darn good record, winning more than two-thirds of your games throughout your first 11 seasons at Kimberly. Biggest thing, they've never been able to quite clear that hurdle to get back to the state tournament. Of course, some of that's changed. Division I down to 4 teams now.
Yes.
And they kept running into Germantown when Germantown had their great runs. And they'd get to the sectional final and have problems there. But this team is a darn good team. And you start off with Jake Buchanan. He's going Division II next year to Rockhurst. He can shoot the ball from the outside. He can control things there. A couple interesting new wrinkles that the Terrors will have to deal with tonight are the big guys inside. Grant Osmond did not play a lot last year, but he's 6'9".
Yes.
And that's going to make a big influence. And the other guy is Mitch Bartle, who most people know as the tight end from the Kimberly Papermakers football team. He is a big body at 6'4", going to go off to Western Michigan and play football next year, but he's on the basketball court this winter, and he is going to be sizable, literally and figuratively, on the boards for Kimberly.
That's one of the things I like. Kimberly football players, top level, but they also play other sports, as opposed to the specialization we're seeing at a lot of levels in high school now.
Well, you've seen it, and a lot of football coaches and other sport coaches will tell you too, give me a guy who has played multiple sports in high school coming into a college program, and you even see it in the NFL. Who are some of the standouts? People who played multiple sports. There's just that difference. You learn different mentality, physical tools, and so forth.
Take a look at the Appleton West starters for tonight, and as you mentioned in our pregame chat there, they're replacing a lot with some unknowns.
They are. Tyler Tetsky has probably got the most experience coming back this year. He started a number of games, had some injuries last year coming over that. Eli Gaston saw some action last year for the Terrors. But otherwise, you have a lot of new pieces, and I would not be a bit surprised to see this lineup change over the first 6 weeks of the season as Adam Lagaki figures out, okay, who can play, what's my best group together, and that will be one of the challenges tonight. What group on the floor matches up best against the Papermakers?
Love to give you some stats here on what Appleton West did in their first game, but they didn't put them into the computer system. So it's kind of a guessing game.
Well, we know they had fewer points than Fond du Lac, so we'll start there. That's one improvement you need to make.
Yeah, starting with getting a bit more than 42 points as well as they had last week. Take a look at some of the area schedule here tonight in the Fox Valley Association. You have Kaukauna at Appleton East. Pretty decent early season matchup there.
There are. You take a look at that. Kaukauna, of course, again, very, very good team. They bring in new guys every year. Mike Shallow, over his quarter century at Kaukauna, has just developed a program there where you have kids who come up through the system. They've gotten some transfers into the Kaukauna School District over the past few years. That is going to be a very good game. Appleton East, of course, they're going to shoot threes. They're going to play good defense. They're going to do what Appleton East has always done, even though John Milkey is on the bench for Kimberly now as head coach. But the Patriots still showed marked improvement last year. They're trying to build on that.
Then you also have Neenah at Oshkosh North. Should be an entertaining tilt there. And Oshkosh West is at Hortonville. As you notice in the Bay Conference matchup there, Menasha is at Winnicott. You can hear that on Score Radio tonight as well. BJ DeGroat is out there doing that game. Anything else catch your eye there?
Well, of course, Freedom at Wrightstown. That's going to be a big game right away in the Northeastern Conference. That is certainly one to watch. And you take a look at some of the others. Little Chute usually has a quality team as well. They opened up against the Truckers up in Clintonville tonight.
All right. We are about to get the anthem, and for a change, we're going to be able to hear it very well because, as you may have noticed in our pregame, the band is right next to us here in our broadcast position. Also, would like to thank the folks at Appleton West. They finally let us put cameras on the side of the court instead of shooting up here in the balcony as we've had a couple of times in the past. But as I mentioned, Appleton West band getting ready for the national anthem. Looks like we're going to have colors presented here by the folks from the color guard. So it might be a minute before that happens. Again, our thanks to all of our sponsors for tonight, especially Fox Communities Credit Union, who is our title sponsor. All right, Appleton West Pep Band with the national anthem tonight here at Dick Emanuel Gym. Jonathan Krause and Dick Lipinski with you here today as we get ready for the teams to be introduced to the crowd here in the arena. A couple of banners here that they've put up for this season. One of them is the 50th anniversary of the Fox Valley Association. You're old enough to remember. I'm not quite.
Okay. But we were talking before the game about that. The last game before the formation of the FVA was actually two FVA teams. The state championship game back in 1970, Appleton West beating Neenah by 1 point. Second place finish for Ron Einerson and the Rockets that year. Bobby Hansen hits a corner jumper at that point to win it for the Terrors back in 1970. Last state championship game appearance until a friend of ours, Brian Butch, took the Terrors down in 2003 and finished second that year to Milwaukee Kings. So that was a big year here. And you want to talk about packed gyms here at Dick Emanuel. Boy, they had them for those 2 years when Brian Butch was junior and senior here for Appleton West.
Remember doing more than a few games here for a different media outlet. Always fun times. Always an interesting angle here when you're put up on this balcony on the end of the court.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see the basket come in here at the south end. You'll have no idea who's shooting it because you can't see over the top.
That's right, you got a little corner action here where we're going to be guessing.
But taking a look at the starting lineups, you know, there's some guys also with some experience on the varsity roster we should look at coming off the bench for the Terrors tonight. Carson Hacker, who you might know from the Appleton West football team throughout the year. He certainly was a guy averaged 2.5 points a game last year, came in. And, you know, some of those guys you'll have to take a look at. Chancellor Rebbes played a little bit last year. We mentioned Eli Gast coming in. And so these guys are going to have to step up. They've got some of their football players, so you've got some athletes on this team. Can they stand up as a relatively inexperienced team against what Kimberly brings tonight? against the Terrors.
If you believe in prognostications, Appleton West preseason prediction looking at probably 9th or 10th in the FBA. Meanwhile, Kimberly expected to win the conference this year.
Well, Adam Lagaki is probably using that as motivation. Says, guys, nobody expects anything out of us. Go prove them wrong.
Yep.
You can play loose. You can go up and down. You can do those things. Play under control. As Adam said, against Fond du Lac, you get speeding up every so often, and then you find yourself out of control. Can't do that against this Papermaker squad. They'll find a way to put up a lot of points on you, even without the big guy, Levi Borchert, who's also down at UW Oshkosh as a freshman.
So it'll be Grant Aspen going up against Caden Myers for the jump, and Kimberly will control. Looking to penetrate in. Pavletsky and dumps it down. Nice basket there by Mitch Bartol. So he's off quick.
Little zone action for the Terrors defensively. But we're seeing man-to-man out of the Papermakers to start off. A lot of helping man-to-man. This is a Lucky Wirtz system. You're going to give help. You're going to look for the backside all the time to make sure those guys don't get any back cuts on you.
Trying to feed the backdoor cut by Caden Krieger, and that was knocked away. So Terrors will retain underneath their offensive hoop.
And if you're Kimberly, man, you've been playing 2 full weeks just against each other. You've just been looking for a game, and a steal right there.
Yeah, the inbound steal by Spencer Johnson. He'll push the pace up ahead. The layup is good by Jake Buchanan.
Yeah, Buchanan, third year playing varsity. Just a very, very solid player. First team All-FBA last year.
Didn't take long to convert on that turnover, too. 2 passes and easy hoop. Long 3 on the way. That's off the rim by Tyler Tetsky. And here comes Buchanan again on the push. To the corner. 3 ball on the way is good by Jackson Pavletsky.
Yeah, here you're seeing some of the experience. Get the ball, move it down the floor. Good decision by Buchanan getting it out to the corner. Open 3, made it look easy.
Working on the left wing, that's Knable. I'll bring it all the way to the right. Handoff to Gast. Back out to Gast here on the wing. Feeding into the post, Tetsky. 6'1", so a little undersized playing post. 3 ball off rim, no good by Knable, tipped around. And Kimberly will again look to push up ahead. Buchanan gets fouled that time and will shoot 2.
Actually not a bad foul. Buchanan was going to come in for the reverse layup. Did a nice job and a great bounce pass through the lane, getting it to him. And you'll send him to the line, and last year he was 85% of the line, so not quite automatic, but pretty close.
Foul whistled on Tyler Tetsky, his first team foul as Buchanan makes the first free throw.
Yeah, we're going to see a little bit of that athleticism come in now. First time you see Spencer Steffen, the junior, 6'7", try to match up against Osmond a little bit better.
He was sent to check in. Whoa, rare miss by Buchanan at the line, but then Kimberly recovers. Loses it on the floor, and then able to come away for it is Caden Meyer. Terror is still looking for their first hoop here. More turnovers than even shots attempted so far.
You see the Papermakers pushing their defense out as well, making the Terrors start a good 30, 35 feet from the basket.
Let's see, Lucky's still getting in his running on the sideline there.
Oh, yeah.
He's all the way down to the baseline here. Watching this action, exhorting the team.
Yeah, how to get your 10,000 steps in during a day. We'll just do the Lucky Wirtz workout.
Gast will try to drive into the land of the trees and barely draws some glass. Pushing back the other way comes Pearson. Off rim, no good. And the defensive rebound pulled down by Steffen.
Yeah, and that's why Steffen came into the game. Get a little more length on the floor going up against Bartle and Asman.
Now he'll work from the left wing and then miscommunicates with Tetsky. Easy breakaway layup is good by Mitch Bartol, and we're going to time out already from head coach Lagaki. So a quick 10-0 run to start the game. Why don't we take a break? You are watching, it's a full timeout, thank you. You are watching the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week here on thescore.wi.com.
looking to make your dream home happen? Make stop searching and searching happen. You could make that fenced-in yard happen and make that bigger bathroom finally happen. It's time to make your home transformation happen with a home equity loan or line of credit from Fox. Apply online right now or visit one of 22 Fox locations to get the money you need and make life happen.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
So the kind of start you would want for your first game of the year if you're Lucky Wirtz and the Kimberly Papermakers, 10-0, just about 2.5 minutes into the first half.
Yeah, and what's probably frustrating Adam Lagaki right now is it's not that they're missing shots, they're not getting good looks. The shots that are going up there are not good shots. A couple of very long threes, a drive to the hoop that was instantly collapsed upon, and now some pressure being applied by the Papermakers.
Not a surprise coming out of the timeout. Tetsky able to get it across the timeline for the Terrors.
Yeah, we see Carson Hacker into the game as well, and he'll take the first shot.
And that rims out no good. Should be easy to remember who he is. He's got the man bun.
Yeah.
First foul against Kimberly.
Saw Pearson picking that one up. Knocked the Terror player out of the way on that rebound attempt.
Tetsky will trigger in. Counts on and is forced to come out deep for Steffen. He'll give it off as Gast works off the right side. Back again to Steffen. Throwing a little double team action there at the top. He's able to dribble out. Tetsky now on the wing. I'd say the spacing is better, but the ball movement hasn't been very sharp here for the Terrors so far.
Yeah, you take a look at West right now, Jonathan. They really are uncertain on their passes. The guys aren't flashing open. They're not giving themselves good looks to get the ball in, and we saw it right there.
Yeah, that's an almost impossible angle to feed the post there from the elbow, but then West is able to get it back on their own turnover. Gasp hard to the hole. Shot no good, but they're going to get blocking foul underneath.
Yeah, and you saw Gas that time taking it to the hoop. He actually had a man open. He had Tetsky over on the left side of the lane, wide open at that point for the attempt. And that's something you're still learning when you have an inexperienced team. Where are these guys going to be? How can you help each other out, make each other look good out there, and the points and the wins will come.
Fouls on Bartol, his first. That seemed to be cheating Kimberly a few points here on the scoreboard. I should get that figured out. There we go. Second free throw on the way, and that one good as well for Eli Gast. So the first 2 points on the night for the Terrors.
And now some three-quarter court pressure coming out of West.
So Kimberly may have been ready for it. Tough dribble through there as handling was Michael Alton for the first time, and now a turnover forced along the baseline. Stepping in front, Spencer Steffen, who's been the most positive energy that we've seen off the bench here so far.
Yeah, that length certainly helps. Now let's see if you can get an offensive flow with this group for West, and getting trapped in a corner is not a good way to start.
Yeah, Gast pounding the dribble out there with no one else really moving around. Tough handle there by Caden Krieger. Now back to Gast again. They come near side for Jackson Knable.
Yeah, not a lot of movement on the Terrors offense. You've got to do something, make the defense move around a little bit, pop open, get the ball, pass it back. Just make the Kimberly defense do something and move around and create some openings for each other.
Gast cut off at the elbow, so he's forced to give it back to Knable. Crowd getting a little restless here as Krieger tries to drive and is called for a charge.
Yeah, both bodies came together that time, but you saw Krieger with the elbow extended, and you know that from officiating. You start seeing that arm extended, elbow extended, you're going to get the offensive foul called on you. See Bryce Sweeney checking in for the first time.
Should note the correct score here is 10-2. Not sure exactly why my graphic is refusing to update on the screen, but it's 10-2. We'll get that figured out here in our next break. Alt looking to drive, has his pocket picked. Terrors back the other way. There's the nice cross pass, and the layup is good by Bryce Sweeney in off the bench, a 6-foot senior guard.
Yeah, see how much better that works when you get to your teammates. Suddenly you get yourself a hoop.
10-4 now the correct score, and then quickly back the other way. Little pull-up jumper by Logan Pearson. 12-4, Papermakers on top.
Like to see that. Carson setting that high ball screen. Just open something up on the point, give your offense a chance.
There we go. Got the correct score up for you folks now. Apologize for that. And now West working slowly around the perimeter again. That's Stefan, guarded by Connor Winnick, who also had checked in on the last dead ball.
Yeah, some man-to-man defense being played by Kimberly. They're sagging off to really go into the middle, prevent that dribble drive.
Unable to hang on, was Gast, and then another turnover back the other way as they tried to feed Buchanan. A couple of guys handoff. Gast gets rejected in the lane. Sending it back was Logan Pearson. Layup is good by Buchanan.
Yeah, nice job turning it around. Again, Kimberly really collapsing on the middle, offering that help inside around the lane, and the Terrors not able to get anything inside so far.
Extending the pressure out to mid-court, and now the attempted pass to the outside for Krieger, or Stefan, gets knocked out of bounds. We'll get some substitutions now in for the Terrors. Caden Myers will return, as does Tyler Tetsky. In for the first time is Brett Peroni. His first action for Kimberly. Also in is Alec Martzall. A lot of names recognized from the football season for Kimberly. Gast will drive it off for Tetsky now on the right wing. Gone behind the back a couple of times here tonight. And they come back out to Gast, who looks inside. Feeds high post for Hacker. Better name, I guess, for basketball than golf, and they can't feed Hacker in the low post. Turned over again, and here come the paper makers. And a traveling is called in the corner as Jackson Pavletsky took a few too many steps.
Yeah, Jackson saw the opening, and he wanted to get there in a hurry. He brought the ball with him. Unfortunately, didn't set it on the floor.
6'1" sophomore, so a few other things need to work out there.
Yeah, with the experience on this team for Kimberly, the juniors and seniors on, Pavletsky must have earned his stripes in practice early on to have a sophomore seeing this many minutes early.
They'll come near our far side for Gast. Tries to feed to Hacker in the low post, and another tough angle pass there. Well, turnover, and pushing back the other way comes Wennick.
Yeah, it's always tough too, throwing down around the knees of your big man. You don't want to do that.
Ball tipped around as the shot by Michael Alt was missed. And Gast will walk it up for the Terrors. Chasing 10 with just over 10:45 left to go here in the first half. Tetsky out for Hacker, and now far side for Bryce Sweeney. A lot of picking up the dribble here with nowhere to go. Tetsky in the corner, long three is good. See if that draws out the Kimberly defense a little bit from in the lane.
Well, it drew out the Kimberly fans. Tetsky had something to say to them as he came down the court to play defense.
I don't know if you want to poke the bear.
Yeah.
See, Appleton West has gone to the 2-3 zone, and they're able to get back door. Layup is good by Peroni.
Yeah, and what a great look. Connor Winnick came up to that high post, turned around, saw the back cutter as the zone came up to play the senior Connor Winnick.
It's amazing how many times on the 2-3 you can get behind on that baseline. Not a lot of kids look for it, though.
Yeah.
Hacker, he'll try the pull-up jumper. Barely drawing iron. Quickly back the other way comes Pavletsky. Kick it out. Three on the way by Martzell is good.
And Terror showing some life. They got it down to 4 points, but right away back out to 12 by Kimberly. And again, this is tough when you're the Terrors. Trying to get some offense going, you have to show some flashes, get yourself open, move the ball.
Myers will try a three and hit.
Or just hit a three. Yep. That's the other possibility.
That's the new game, Dick.
Yeah.
When in doubt, shoot a three. Analytics say go for it.
My 21-year-old son tells me that all the time. It's worth three, not two. That's why I'm doing that.
Alt. They feed the high post, swing it near side. Martzell another three. Short that time. And the rebound is pulled down by Bryce Sweeney. Gast will come into the front court. Goes off to Caden Myers on that left wing. To Hacker will drive baseline and can't get the reverse scoop to go, hitting the bottom of the backboard. Pushing the pace again. Here comes Alt. Into the corner for Martzell. Back out. Pavletsky will pull up this time. Swing it again. Into the post. Peroni. There's a tough pass. Double team. Couldn't get it out. And then Martzell will pick up the cheap foul, trying to get the ball back.
Yeah, excellent cover on defense that time by West. They tried. Kimberly tried the skip pass up to the opposite wing. Quickly covered up by the Terrors. Kimberly tried to push it inside. Too many defensive bodies down on that side of the lane. The Terrors get it and also draw the foul.
Mass substitutions again here for Kimberly as Jake Buchanan returns. Also back in, Mitch Bartol. And Logan Pearson has returned as well.
You can tell this is an early season game. A lot of players for each team. As the season goes on, you see those rotations go down to 8 or 9 guys. But right now, we could see 10 or 11 in the field.
Tetsky, another long three, misses that time. And here come the Papermakers, up 9. Quick push, he'll kick it off. Pavletsky for 3, no good, but he's going to shoot 3 now. Undercut there while coming down on the three-point attempt.
Yeah, and that's a tough one for Bryce Sweeney. He came straight at the guy that time, at the shooter, and ended up crashing into Pavletsky instead of aiming for one arm, the other arm, trying to cross in front. It's almost like trying to block a punt in football. You don't want to come right at the guy. You're going to end up committing some kind of foul at that point.
First free throw, Pavletsky is good. Double-digit lead again here for the Papermakers. Converts on the second. I'm hoping we never get to the G League where you shoot one free throw for 3 points.
That's an interesting concept they're trying out this
No,
year.
it is not. Misses the third, but then able to get the rebound.
Good. I said it was interesting.
Jack Kiefer checked in on the last dead ball, and then backdoor layup again, Mitch Bartol. So second time they've been able to get in behind that back line of the 2-3 defense.
Yeah, and that's what good ball movement will do. It'll sucker up the defense enough, and then you send the guy in the back cut.
In for the first time, touching there was Austin Georger.
We're seeing a little 1-3-1 action out of Kimberly.
Trapping in the corners. Georger again, good size, and a foul will be called there on the reach. A little too aggressive. I think they're going to get Jake Buchanan on that one.
Yeah, for Austin Georger, you really have to take that ball and just snap it and sweep. Keep those defenders from reaching in and grabbing a piece of that ball. He managed to break through and draw the foul against Kimberly.
That's the 4th team foul now on the Papermakers. Ball in for Myers. He'll come back out top for Knable. And then holding above his head is Sweeney. Out for Tetsky between the circles. Kimberly willing to come and guard all the way out there here as they switch back to man again.
Yeah, and not a lot of movement off the ball for the Terrors on offense, and that's been a problem for them all night.
Near turnover there, but able to keep it. Now it's 4-on-3 back the other way. 3 on the way is good by Caden Myers.
Well, not the way to draw it up, but you'll take it. You need the 3 ball right now. Keep it down to a 10-point deficit. See if you can cut into it with a good defensive play.
Pavletsky into the corner. 3 ball on the way, and answering is Logan Pearson. Another timeout, this time taken by Lucky Wirtz off of the Kimberly bench. Going to be a 30, so... Oh, no, he's going to go full. I thought he went shoulders there on that timeout call. So we will take one as well. As you can see, 26-13, Kimberly on top. You are watching the Fox Communities Credit Union Stream Game of the Week on thescore.wi.com.
100 years in business, thousands of construction projects, countless memories, and priceless relationships for which we are eternally grateful. But we're just getting started. The team at Myron Construction thrives on bringing dreams to life, and we're looking forward to the next century of building excellence for our clients, partners, and the community. Because building excellence isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
Coming up next week, we will have Neenah and Appleton East for you here on the Stream Game. It'll be at Appleton East coming up on Tuesday, December 17th. So not next week, the week after. Apologies. Pregame 7:15, tip-off there at 7:30.
And take a look at that Neenah team. They're favored to be in the top 3 or 4 of the FBA this year. A lot of people coming back. And, of course, they have Max Klesmet.
Yes.
Who is all everything. And he can go off for 40 on you very easily. And we saw him actually lead the Rockets down to the state tournament last year.
That's one thing with the FBA. It's really become a scorers conference.
It has, which is a big difference from 10, 15 years ago, where I remember seeing 4 straight weeks of games where it ended up 42-38 every time. That kind of
well, a few of those coaches are no longer in the conference.
Right.
Air ball put up along the baseline there by Stefan, who had all of his feet just all mixed up there going up. But then he turns around and picks up the turnover.
Yeah, Mr. Stefan that time, he was leaning backwards, and at 6'7", you don't have to. You can get your arms up and get it up above, and leaning back, he lost about a foot on the shot, and it showed.
Tallest player on the floor falling down. Myers will try the 3. That's off the rim, no good. Buchanan hustles out for the long rebound. He's on the push, up ahead, getting behind everybody for the easy layup again is Mitch Bartol. And just like that, the lead's back up to 15 for the Papermakers.
Trapping pressure, trying to take the ball away. Kimberly's so tough, making sure.
Whoa! Tetsky with the no look.
There it is. That's one of those the coaches say, oh, he's going to throw it into the wall. Nice job. Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't do that every time.
It's a good thing that his sleeves and his arms were compressed at the time. He was able to make that pass. Out there in his pajamas. Ball tipped out. Paveletsky, he'll try the spot up three and hit. Sophomore lighting it up from downtown. That's scary.
Yeah, and you see he's unafraid to shoot, too. He gets his feet underneath him. The arm goes straight up. He's got a nice follow-through, and you can tell he's worked on his shooting quite a bit.
I know if you don't play defense, you're not playing for lucky, but you can see why he's getting playing time here and starting. And then sloppy lead pass there by I believe that was by Bartol, goes out of bounds.
Yeah, with Lucky, it's always a little bit of performance art on the sideline. You're going to get his heart's on his sleeve. You're going to see the emotion all the time. He's one of our favorite coaches to watch any place in Northeast Wisconsin.
My usual line when I work games with him, and I don't get too many with him, it's like, Coach, in the box. Yeah. Coach, keep an eye on that box. Found the dribble on the left there, Knable.
That's when you need a good assistant hanging onto your shirt.
The get-back coach
yeah.
for basketball. Holding foul called out high. And that one whistled on Jack Kiefer, his first 5th team foul on Kimberly.
Yeah, get a little more movement in the offense, Jonathan, excuse me, but that will help draw those fouls if you're the Terrors. You can get Kimberly moving, get out of position on defense, but you need everybody on the floor to move a little bit on offense to make that happen.
Hacker thought about going baseline there, but was cut off by Bartol. Now he'll give it up for Myers, comes back out of the corner. Driving baseline, Knable, Hacker, and out to Gast on the left side. Stefan will try the three, offer him no good. Buchanan, shortest player on the floor, comes up with the defensive rebound. Near side corner, three on the way by Pearson. Didn't appear to draw much there. Gast between the circles. Work off the high screen. Forcing his way down there. No foul called. Stefan able to save it momentarily, but now Buchanan on the push. He'll go down the lane through traffic and rejected by Hacker, who then stares him down. Gast back the other way. They'll try the three with Knable, no good. Rebound and a foul will be called underneath as one of the Terrors came in a little, well, wait a minute, it's going to be one of the Kimberly players called.
Yeah, this one's a little bit ragged at times. You're seeing West trying to get something going in offense. Some more subs come back in.
In for Kimberly is Michael Alt, and in for the Terrors will be Austin Georger. So West going a little big here with this lineup.
Seeing what they can do out of the low 1-4.
And out of that inbounds play, Jackson Knable hits. That block by Hacker has kind of energized the crowd again here, and now a near steal along the baseline.
Yeah, good cover up that time defensively too, Jonathan. A lot of talk for the Terrors allowed Georgia to step in front of that Kimberly player and tap that ball out of bounds.
Yeah, when the middle guy in the 2-3 steps up to challenge on that wing or elbow, the back guy's got to know that someone's cutting behind him. Just into the game and taking a shot, Grant Osman, and that's off the mark, but getting the offensive rebound is Kiefer. So Kimberly will reset, up 14 as we wind just under 4 minutes to go. Oh, near travel. Able to keep the foot though, Osman. Take it far side. Alt will try the left-handed three, that's off the rim, no good, and then another offensive rebound for the Terrors.
Yeah, kind of an interesting mix for the Papermakers right now. On the floor, not a lot of experience on the floor. Martzell's probably got the most experience out of the group. So Lucky Wirth saying, well, let's see what this group can do. We're up by 14. Let's see if they can hold the line or increase this lead a little bit.
There it is, nice backdoor cut, layup good as Connor Winnick gets on the scoreboard for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Winnick, of course, going to Air Force next year. Football recruit, outstanding wide receiver for the Papermakers.
Hope he enjoys running that triple option.
Yeah, if you're a wide out there, you'll be blocking a lot.
It's effective, though. Another off-balance three, and this one is good. And now a quick timeout is called from the Appleton East bench. This one will be a 30. 3 drained there by Caden Myers. So 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Tara's doing a good job of hanging around.
Good job of hanging around. Still, you can tell there's not a lot of confidence in their offense right now. And I don't mean confidence, lack of confidence in what the offense is. It's in what my role is within that offense. So where do I go? Where do I set the screen? How do I move on the other side when the ball is on one side, I'm on the other side? How do I create opportunities for my teammates? Part of that is a new coach, probably a little bit of a new system, a lot of new bodies out there playing varsity basketball for the first time. And all of that leads to uncertainty. And we've seen it in their offensive sets. Guys get trapped in the corners. Suddenly the collapse is there. They don't know where to look for the opening. All of those things are taking place, and that's what West has to overcome. And that will develop through the course of the season. You just want to have confidence in each other that you can make those plays.
We'll see if Coach Legaki wants to stay with that 2-3 zone, as Kimberly was able to shoot over the top a couple of times and then also get backdoor on it as well.
Yeah, Buchanan's back in the game right now, too, so there's some leadership on the floor for the Papermakers.
He currently has it. Lob pass, and able to get out of the triple team was Winnick. Buchanan thought about the NBA 3. So now they're extending the 2-3, that's for sure. More of a 2-1-2 look, old school. And a reach foul will be called on Gast.
Yeah, and Kimberly looks, when you extend it as a zone defense, you leave wider openings, more openings. Guys can cut on through. They usually say don't pass through the middle in a zone. When you expand it that much, you have the opportunities to pass into the middle and break it down.
Interesting to see a 2-1-2 or 2-3 extended out that far, though.
It is, and they're not looking for traps either. That's the whole thing. They're playing straight up on that defense.
Maybe it's more of a Jim Boeheim zone. Yeah. Into the corner, 3 on the way off rim, no good by Pearson. And the Terrors a chance to get it down to 11 or 10 on this possession. Feed it to Hacker in the low post. Another tough post-to-post feed there results in another turnover. Buchanan pull up 3 off rim, no good. And the rebound is pulled down by Steffen.
Yeah, I've liked Steffen's aggressiveness on the boards tonight. He has come in hard. He's got the height. He can get off his feet very well. And he hangs on to the basketball. You know, Kimberly, they're strong guys. They can rip it away from you.
Georger will back in and throw one up. Air ball. Loose in the backcourt now. Letting him play a little bit here tonight, too. Take it back out. 3 on the way. That's Paveletsky. No good. And
that was
Hacker
almost a
creating a little,
Hacker. Yep.
creating a little space, we'll say. Shoving the sophomore.
Sophomores usually light. They move pretty easily.
I don't think our friend Brian Butch was ever light.
No.
As a sophomore, freshman, 5th grader. Gas to work off the left wing. Guarded by Paveletsky. Now forced to pick up the dribble there. No man's land. Myers comes to his rescue as we wind down on 1 minute to go here in the first half. Near steal and tipped out. And now Hacker by himself. Nice up fake. Easy basket.
Nice job by Carson. He felt the defense coming up with Jake Buchanan, let him fly by, and then put up the easy layup.
Now a little extended pressure into the backcourt. A 1-2-2 look. Into the corner. Osman will try a 3. That's off the rim, no good. I don't know if that's really the shot they're looking for from their big man. Now we're going to get foul on the floor.
Yeah, that's a hip check.
Yep. Neither, well, I should say that Terrors had a couple of fouls to give, just their 5th here in the half. Foul whistled on Eli Gast, or check that, Austin Georger, his first.
And looking at that pressure defense that the Terrors are playing, guys have to get their hands up. They're standing there right now, moving to the spots properly, but get your hands up. Make it look bigger than you actually are out there.
Try to feed into the low post, and they're going to say it was off of Tetsky. Ball remains with Kimberly. 28.3 to go here in the first half. Quick substitution as Bryce Sweeney is back in for the Terrors, and Georgia will sit. They're in the tough corner for us to see there. as Buchanan will hold, and it looks like Kimberly be satisfied with the final shot here, up 11 in the first half.
Terrors have to keep an eye on Peroni. He's just kind of moving along that baseline, looking for his opening.
And then a turnover. Unable to handle was Pavletsky, pressured along the sideline. So now Terrors a chance to get the final shot. As a quick check in, Jackson Knable returns and Stefan will check out.
Man-to-man defense, if you're the Terrors, cut hard, cut certain, and try to give yourself an opportunity.
Work off the high screen for a three. Gassed off rim, no good. Buchanan will launch and come up just short. So our score at the end of the first half of play, Kimberly 33, Appleton West 22. We will take a break, and when we come back, I'm going to make Dick run down to the scores table and get the first half scoring recap. And then we'll also talk about some of the other action going on. And then it'll be reminiscing time with us two old guys. You're watching the Fox Communities Credit Union Stream Game of the Week here on The Score.
Make the blue one happen. Or maybe the white one happen. Make that was easy happen. Make we can take my new car happen. And definitely make double takes in the garage happen. When it's time to upgrade your ride, Fox helps you make life happen. Visit one of 22 Fox locations or apply online at foxcu.org so you can make "Dang, I feel good in this car" happen.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
100 years in business, thousands of construction projects, countless memories, and priceless relationships for which we are eternally grateful. But we're just getting started. The team at Myron Construction thrives on bringing dreams to life, and we're looking forward to the next century of building excellence for our clients, partners, and the community. Because building excellence isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Jonathan Kraus, Dick Lipinski with you here on the Fox Communities Credit Union Stream Game of the Week. And as you can see, we've got a 33-22 score at the end of the first half of play. And Mr. Lipinski was nice enough to run down and get first half scoring.
I'm just trying to stay in shape.
Yeah, what are some of the numbers we saw?
Okay, first of all, for Kimberly, Jackson Pavletsky and Mitch Bartle, each with 8 points. Mitch has been very effective down along that baseline getting those shots. 5 points so far for Logan Pearson and Jake Buchanan. 3 points for Alec Martzall, 2 points each for Connor Winnick and Brett Peroni. So very effective, very efficient on offense. Probably not the shooting percentage they want, but boy, they're getting inside, especially along the baseline, and then able to play it back out along the three-point circle. So taking a quick look for Appleton West, Caden Myers has the 3 3-pointers for 9 points. He leads the way. Other than that, nobody with more than 3. Tyler Tetsky hit the 1 3-pointer, and then 5 guys with 2 points each. Bryce Sweeney, Jackson Knoebel, Eli Gass, Spencer Steffen, Carson Hacker, each with 2 points. And just not a lot of offense right now out of the Terrors. They're just having trouble finding good shots, converting good shots, executing that offense as well as Adam Lagaki probably wants.
On a positive note, it's been a balanced attack.
It has been very balanced, yep. And, kind of fun to see the sophomore, Caden Myers, come out, hit those 3 3-pointers. So showing some promise there. Can you find ways to get him open, run him off screens? Can he shoot in a stationary spot? Can he shoot off the bounce? Can he do those things that you want to see as a coach? Even as a sophomore, looks like he's going to be one of the primary scoring threats for West this year.
One of the things, it was 10-0 quickly. There was a timeout, and then Spencer Steffen came off of the bench for Appleton West. And since then, they've played Kimberly basically even.
And they have, and they've been able to force some mistakes out of the paper makers. The zone is broken down at times for the Terrors, but other times they've been able to collapse, knock the ball away, get those opportunities. If Appleton West could convert a few of the opportunities they got when they drive inside and put up off-balance layups and so forth, this could be a much tighter ball game. But as it is, they have to work through that. And I'm sure Adam Lagaki is saying in the locker room right now, let's find a way to make our offense work. Find those opportunities, because if we can do that and keep playing the good defense, we've got a chance to crawl back into this one. There's no 11-point shot out there, but you can get a bunch of 2s and 3s and defensive stops and make this a 2-possession game early in the second half if you work at it.
Quite a few of those turnovers have come when they fed the post, and then they tried either a post to a post or a post to the elbow pass, and it's just not worked out.
Yeah, and a lot of communication right now for West that they have to clean up. It's one of those things. Are guys getting open? Are they making cuts? You can tell a lot of parts trying to come together on a varsity team right now to say, I trust you to be there when I turn around. We saw the terrific Tyler Tetsky pass. You saw the guy in back and drop the bouncer behind him right for the cutter, but those are not going to work more times than they are going to work, so you have to be cognizant of that. But all in all, can you find an offensive flow to get yourself back into this game?
And taking a look at Kimberly's schedule, obviously Appleton West tonight, and then Appleton North on December 10th, and then they do the Oshkosh two-step right before the holidays.
And, interesting to see these teams at this point of the season. How are these teams going to be? Appleton North has a great wing player by the name of Max Nelson. He's going to be a very, very good player, already about 6'5", plays out of the wing, can go to the hole, can knock down some outside shots. If they can get some guard play, the Lightning can be very effective this year and surprise some people. Oshkosh West, a lot of that depends on Carter Thomas's health.
Yes.
If he can come out, he can score a lot of points for you. He can put up a 40 spot on a team. Oshkosh North, always a tough out. You've got a guy named Josh Dillick running the point there as a senior. He's got some experience, and they're trying to fit some pieces together as well. Then Fond du Lac has been down a long time. New coach this year, some experience coming back. And then it gets really interesting.
Yes,
Sussex.
the holiday schedule.
You've got Sussex, Hamilton, Arrowhead, and Waukesha West. Like, oh my goodness, that's going to be a bear of a schedule putting that together before you get back to FBA play.
Let's take a look here at Appleton West's upcoming schedule, and they have a streak here where they start the season more at home than Kimberly certainly is.
And they do. We mentioned about Oshkosh North, Neenah, Max Klesmik. You have to find a way to stop him because Lee Revis has his offense giving Max Klesmik opportunities. When a guy can shoot like that, you're going to find spots for him to be your offense at times, and then have people that can play off of that primary offense to score some points. Hortonville, always take a look at that team, and Matt Hintz always has that team very well prepared. Appleton East we talked about earlier in this game. Appleton West, Manitowoc, Lincoln. Lincoln has been one of those teams that has had a struggle in the FRCC. Let's see what they have this year. Very early to tell if they can make the climb, but when you have teams like Bayport and De Pere, Sheboygan North in that conference, it is just tough to move up in that conference as well. And then Wausau West, a team that struggles a little bit in the Valley, and then, back into FEA play against Kaukauna at home and then Appleton North.
Again, our score here at halftime, Kimberly on top of Appleton West, 33-22. I mentioned we have a couple of special banners here, one marking the 50th anniversary of the FBA. The other is entitled Celebrating the 70s. They're going to have a special night here on December 20th where they will celebrate the beginning of girls athletics here at Appleton West.
You know, it's interesting to talk about that because people of a certain age and younger, well, girls have always played sports. No, and again, I'm showing myself being old school.
Yep.
That it was the 1970s, the mid-70s, before there was a girls' state basketball tournament. Even in WISA, which started girls' tournament play earlier, it was like 1974-75. They played regionals but had no state tournament. And I remember there were teams that won the regionals and said, we won the regionals, where do we go now? You don't, you're done. Yeah. And so it really is to see how the girls' game has come along and what we've seen in this area. UW Green Bay, UW Oshkosh, the contenders we have in that, Marquette on the rise, Wisconsin trying to get their women's program on the rise. But just the coaching, the talent, the ability, and the crowds following girls basketball now. It's such a step up now over what we've seen from that very pioneering start back in the mid-1970s.
I think where girls basketball made its biggest step forward is when they went to the smaller ball. When I was in high school, I think that's right about the time they transitioned to the one that's slightly smaller. But before that, you grew up playing with the full-sized boys basketball.
Right. And another big change that came along, the alternating possession.
That's
there
true,
were girls
yes.
Teams that fell into many, many jump balls, and you could never find a pace whatsoever. But let's get back to action here.
See, old guys reminiscing.
Yep.
So it'll be Terrors to start as Gast look to drive. Big block out top, and Tetsky's going to get called for the moving screen.
Yeah, Tyler's a big body out there, and it happens. A guy, you want to set a screen, but the guy goes a little bit farther outside, so you just kind of move that hip and knee out a little bit, trying to catch him, and the officials always see that.
His second foul, first on the Terrors here in the half. Tetsky's kind of a high-energy guy. Does a lot of talking out there on the back line of the defense as Buchanan goes right by him for the layup.
Yeah, and Tetsky had to back off defensively. He didn't want to pick up another foul right away here 30 seconds into the second half.
Gast will come near side for Krieger. Tries to go with a lob to Gast, cutting down the lane, and that's another turnover for the Terrors.
Yeah, nice idea, just not well executed that time. It's one of those passes, that's got to be a real snap pass. It can't float in there because it'll either get knocked away or flow out of bounds.
And again, it's the passes to the paint here that have given West the trouble tonight. Free throw line jumper by Pearson was no good, and Tetsky pulls that one down behind the back for the second time tonight. Gast on the left, near side for Krieger. And some room, kicks it back out instead. They come near side for Gast. He'll create some space, and a foul will be called.
Very nice job that time with the drive. We saw Eli Gast stepping between the two defenders and giving himself an opportunity.
That was a lengthy jump stop there.
Yeah, and they're going to say it's still on the floor. It was before the shot.
Block foul on Mitch Bartol, his third, and he will come to the bench, replaced by Grant Aspen. Gast to trigger in. They go into the low post again, and this is where West has struggled. This time they're able to kick it back out. Knable creating some space there with a creative take.
Yeah, he ended up on 1 foot because he knew if he set that second one down, he was going to travel. So he put up an off-balance shot.
Paveletsky will kick it out. Buchanan long three, rims out. And the rebound pulled down by Knable.
One of these things, again, if West could get their offense in gear somehow, they have a shot. They're still only 13 down. Nice play.
There it is. But then Gast waits a little bit too long and is still able to make it in traffic.
They had Grant Asman standing there just waiting for the ball to go up on the left side of the hoop.
Gets the lead back down to 11 where we were at halftime as Buchanan pounds a dribble out high. Asman will have it. Hands it off. And now they're running a little weave out top as the jumper by Paveletsky off back iron, no good.
Kimberly's helping the Terrors out here. They have been cold. They've been getting some good looks, just not able to put them down early.
Pass near side. Knable will try to turn the corner on the bigger Aspen, and a foul will be called.
A very nice job that time on the drive. You saw Caden Krieger turn the corner, get his body into Asman. The first foul on Grant, but creating the contact, drawing the foul, try to get that defender's body bent over where the official will see that, and that's a foul.
To the line to shoot two, Caden Krieger, 6'1" senior. And the left-hander converts on the first.
Doesn't matter how it goes in, it just goes in.
Didn't get in my usual pregame free throws today. We were too busy setting up, getting some technical issues worked out. Breaking our camera.
We got to duct tape together.
That's right, we're good now. Krieger's second free throw will rim in as well. And for the first time since early in this contest, Appleton West within 10. Remember, Kimberly started with a 10-0 run.
Yep, 1-2-2 pressure being applied. Trying to get those long looping passes by the Papermakers.
Kick it baseline. Bartol out of control, and a charge will be called. Now check that, Jack Kiefer, 23, not 25, but Kiefer got way out over his skis there, getting along the baseline.
Yeah, I almost thought when he hit a shoe from Tetsky that Tetsky might be called for that foul, but instead it ended up being an offensive.
So a chance to cut into this 9-point deficit here. Closest that Appleton West has been since, like I mentioned, early in the game. Knable. Tetsky now.
Yeah, a little bit smaller, quicker lineup in for the Papermakers.
Dribbles through the double team. Forcing one up. Knable off the glass, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Kiefer. Missed opportunity there for the Terrors, and now the Papermakers will try to get it back to double digits. Buchanan left the ball behind there as he cut, but Kavaletsky able to recover. They go baseline, nice fake, getting clear is Connor Wennick, and he missed the shot. Tetsky on the floor wondering why there wasn't a charge called.
And Tyler can't worry about that. Get down, help your teammates.
Rolled off of the pick, and the pass went the wrong direction. Buchanan around defenders off glass. That one's no good, but Kiefer is unable to finish as well. And now a foul will be called as Kiefer going back up.
What a nice job by the Papermakers. 3 shots at the basket. The first 2 were misses, but as the shooter was fading away, somebody came crashing in and grabbed that offensive rebound, and that's what you'd like to see. As guys fade away, other guys are stepping in. They're going at, and rebound is basically a system of, I want the ball.
That's right.
You gotta wanna, and that's exactly what Kimberly did that time.
Kiefer free throw short, very short.
Yeah, Kiefer last year had only 1 free throw in varsity action. He made it.
Sounds like my sophomore year. Second free throw, that one barely drawing the front of the iron as well. Got to get a little more arch on that. Arc, excuse me. So it's still a 9-point lead here. Near turnover now it is, as Buchanan will race ahead of Tetsky. Layup good. Just a sloppy pass there into the center of the floor, and there's always going to be someone to pick it off.
And again, your teammates, you have to come to the ball. Come up, meet the ball, and get it. Don't let that defender get there first.
Far side, Knable. Back out top, and serious contact there, but no foul called. And then hitting the 3 is Caden Myers.
And that's his 4th 3 of the night, so he's got 12 points. First player in double figures for the Terrors.
Now it's down to 8. Into the corner, trying to answer, and he does. Logan Pearson.
Yeah, this game has kind of a grinded out feel to it. It'll be interesting to see, especially Kimberly, how they do when there's a game that features a little more space and not such a slow down, choppy tempo that we've seen so far.
Yeah, they don't strike me as a team that works through the post very much and going to be working inside out. They say by Tetsky, another flashy pass, and able to score there is Knable. Check that, is Krieger.
Yeah, you can tell Tyler lights a little bit of the flash and dash out there when he throws the ball around. If you can hit your spots, the coaches will let you do it. The first time you throw it down the hall and get to a classroom, they're not going to let you do that anymore.
Buchanan creates space, but unable to hit the 3 is Pearson, and now a fight along the baseline. Back with it, Wennick, and he scores.
You talked about it before, Jonathan, letting him play on that series. We had 4 bodies on the ground and guys still stepping over one another to get to the hoop.
Thought we were going to have a held ball there, actually. There were a lot of hands on that ball as guys were going flying. Lead back up to 11 now for the Papermakers. And now a near turnover, but Tyler's able to save it. Underneath, layup is good by Krieger.
And give credit to Caden Krieger on that one. Saw what was happening, just stepped in on the other side of the lane. Again, giving yourself an opportunity, giving your teammate an opportunity to get the ball to you.
Buchanan into the front court. Now they go the more standard 2-3 look, and we'll extend it a bit here at the point as Buchanan again creates space. Jumper no good. A lot of contact there again, no call. And now another 3 by Pearson is no good, and Tetsky's finally able to pull that down. Opportunity to cut into the 9-point lead. Closest they've been here in the second half is 8. Myers, spin move, stolen away. Stepping in was Alt.
Oh, what a nice job by Alt, too. Backside defense.
Buchanan, 3, no. Rebound is pulled down, though, by Kiefer. And then Kimberly will reset with Buchanan on the wing. Into the post, Winnick creating space, can't hit. And it's loose. Somehow Buchanan comes out of there with it, and an offensive foul will be called on Buchanan.
Ooh. Kimberly bench doesn't believe it, but that was actually a fairly good set on the part of Tyler Tetsky. He established himself, and Buchanan, you could see, was trying to create the contact. He hit Tyler Tetsky, kind of bounced off, and then got charged for the foul, so there was just no good for Jake coming in that one at all.
Part of that, too, is, remember, Buchanan was coming from an area where he was behind the backboard. And the referee is not going to give you the, well, he was going up for the shot.
Right. He was trying to get himself out of trouble at that point, yep.
So, again, a chance to cut into the 9-point lead as Hacker has checked in for, and has Georges. And he'll try a 3, and that's no good.
Good look, just couldn't put it down that time. I don't know if he's one of the 3-point shooters you're going to rely on, but he had the look.
Alec Martzel in the game. He had a touch there just a moment ago, but Jackson Pavletsky, the sophomore, will bring it back out. He's got it on the right wing, dribbles off his foot, but there's Martzel to bail him out. Feed into the corner. Martzel will try a 3 and hit.
Yeah, we saw Martzel hit one in the first half, very similar. Find it on the wing. He's got that wide open shot. It's time to get his feet underneath him, go straight up. Made that one look easy.
He has a very efficient game. He does take a lot of shots, but there are a lot of good shots.
And again, he's got a good mentality, a standout for the Kimberly football team.
Gast, who looks a little gassed actually right now, as Kimberly has been extending pressure here for most of the game. 3 out of the corner, batted around. And then Kimberly with the rebound. So Alt will push the pace. Pavletsky. Nice ball movement by Kimberly here as Martzel thought about a 3. He has it again. Feed into the low post. Winnick out to the corner. Pavletsky will bring it back out.
Kimberly, nice series of passes that time, and the patience to bring it back out. Didn't put up a bad shot. Will turn down the opportunity to find a good one.
Now they feed into Winnick in traffic, and a foul will be called. Believe they're going to get Georger from behind.
And nice job that time. Winnick simply stepping in, found the open spot, made the defenders chase him and come through his body. That's where the foul was committed.
Substitutions as Spencer Steffen and Jackson Knabel will check in. And it will be Gast and Myers checking out. Pavletsky will try the 3 and hit.
What a nice rotation that time you had for Kimberly. Pavletsky run all the way around the arc, take 2 screens, had himself wide open spot over on the left wing.
I'm old enough to remember when that was the Calbert Cheney cut for Indiana. They just ran that all game.
Just let him run around the top.
Yep. Good ball movement here now as they're able to get it into Steffen, and a foul will be called underneath as it looks like Martzel will be the one to pick that one up. His second, 5th team foul. Terrors have been whistled for 3, and now we're getting a timeout called by Appleton West. We'll take one as well. You're watching the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game on thescorewi.com.
you looking to make your dream home happen? Make stop searching and searching happen. You could make that fenced-in yard happen and make that bigger bathroom finally happen. It's time to make your home transformation happen with a home equity loan or line of credit from Fox. Apply online right now or visit one of 22 Fox locations to get the money you need and make life happen.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
A century is made up of minutes, but more importantly, of moments. Moments of hard work, dedication, challenges, and triumphs. From Myron Construction, the past 100 years were built by the steady hands of tradespeople who laid a strong foundation and continues to thrive because of our passionate team members. As we close this significant chapter of our history, our sights are set on what we will accomplish together in the years to come. Because together, we'll continue building excellence.
Appleton West offense bog in the first half as well.
Yeah, and again, a lot of standing around by the Terrors. Where are they going to be? It allows Kimberly to catch up, and we saw a looping pass right there that was almost intercepted.
Georgia almost has his pocket picked, and they're going to say, we'll stay with the Terrors.
Sometimes in this offense, excuse me, Jonathan, in this offense, you're playing the other side. Step toward the lane. Make the defender come in. Make the defense move around a little bit. The Terrors are not making the Kimberly defense move. They see a guy, they can go chase a guy, and now you've got a problem here.
When we talked with Coach Leganke in the pregame, he talked about the problem against Fond du Lac was spacing in their first game. The spacing's better, but the ball movement just isn't there.
Yeah, and again, inexperienced team, you look at one thing, you work on one thing in practice, and suddenly you say, oh yeah, we've got to work on that too.
Just inside the arc and unable to hit was Hacker.
And some coaches will tell you that's the worst shot to take. Take a half step back, and you've got a chance for a three if it goes down.
That's the old Patino rule.
Yeah.
You're going to make the same percentage, but you're going to get a bonus point. Now it's the basis of advanced analytics. But back to the game. Paveletsky will try another three. That's off the rim, no good. And there's Tetsky with the rebound. Long lead pass up ahead for Sweeney. Knable, he'll try the long three. That's off the rim, no good. Steffen can't control the rebound, and it'll go over to Kimberly. Substitutions for the Papermakers as Buchanan and Pearson check back in. Alt and Martzall will check out. Also Osman will check back in.
Now let's see if Kimberly changes up their offense, tries to look for Grant a little bit more on the blocks, or do you use him as a screener? Rotate down, come down the side of the lane. Maybe you'll be open up for that pass and back to the 1-2-2 pressure for the Terrors.
Buchanan and Paveletsky play catch in the backcourt. Now Buchanan had the open drive, instead kicks it into the corner. Pearson misses another three. He has struggled from the arc tonight, and finally it's Corral, long lead pass. Throws one up, no good, but Knable will shoot two.
And that was probably the best hope for Knable on that shot because he was going to the side. The basket was going by him at a rapid rate. Threw the shot up, managed to have enough contact to draw the foul. So you get another opportunity by going to the line.
First free throw is good. Breaks a bit of a scoring streak there for Kimberly as they had stretched their lead back out to 15. Second free throw also good. Substitution as back in for the Terrors comes Caden Myers, and Hacker will sit down.
So again, with now a 1-3-1 look on the zone, or maybe they'll say, Caden, you got to come back here and play the 1-2-2.
Yeah. Buchanan out near the midcourt stripe. Myers still trying to find it, or Pearson rather, trying to find his stroke tonight. And there's another pass within the lane, this time by Kimberly, that gets turned over.
I was just saying Mitch Bartolo's back in the game. See if he starts running that baseline again, giving the Papermakers some opportunities that they had in the first half.
Knable pounds a dribble on the right. Buchanan rides him all the way. Tetsky will try a long three. That's off the rim and pulled down by Asman. 13-point lead with 6:40 left to go here for the Papermakers. Buchanan down the lane over Tetsky again, and this time a offensive foul. So Buchanan gets whistled for the charge. His third and the 7th team foul. So the Terrors will be in the bonus the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you can see Jake Buchanan is frustrated at that because in a lot of games, if it's a, shall we say, more in space game, he'll probably get the blocking call on that, or there'll be no call. And Jake is trying to create that contact and get to the line. But in this game, the tempo we're seeing tonight, it's just one of those that the referees are not having it.
Bryce Sweeney handling. He'll hand off for Steffen as they run a little three-man weave at the top. Back to Myers again. He'll try the elbow jumper. No good. The rebound is pulled down by Mitch Bartol. Long lead pass for Pearson, but he'll get it back for Bartol, and he gets rejected by Steffen. So here come the Papermakers. Into the front court, Sweeney. Works off the screen, and he knocks down Buchanan, and instead of, knocked down Bartol, but a traveling call is made instead.
He hit Bartle and nothing moved on Mitch. He just stayed right there. Eventually they both toppled over, but Mitch Bartle, Western Michigan tight end recruit for football, is not a guy that you're just going to move by running into him.
And you're never going to get the call as soon as you turn your back to the defender in the lane. No one's ever getting a charge call that way, or a blocking foul, I should say. Shot was no good by the Papermakers, so still a 13-point game with 5.5 minutes left to go. It's Gast working off of the wing. And again, they've allowed a lot of the contact on guys trying to drive. Here's Tetsky in the lane. Show and go. Slapped away, but a foul will be called as reaching in was Alec Martzel.
Yeah, Tyler's got some nice moves, and you can see he's trying to be a leader on this team, but right now the pieces aren't meshing all the way around, so sometimes Tyler gets himself trapped in a situation where he has no pass, no shot, and two guys on him. And that time he happened to go the right way and then drew the foul. And now hit a free throw.
And not enough height to just get it up over the guy that's guarding you.
Yeah, you can't put up the little baby hook over the 6'5" guy.
You can get the little Bob Lanier hook there.
There we go, yeah. That's where you have to learn footwork. Get the guy up in the air and do the up-under with him.
Second free throw, no good, so lead stays at 12 here for Kimberly as Buchanan handles in the backcourt. Pearson down to the far side corner, and we're going to whistle, and looks like Buchanan is hurt. Took it maybe hip to hip.
I think so, or an elbow to the
left hip,
knee to the hip, whatever it happens to be. Yeah.
So he will come out, and back into the game is the sophomore Jackson Pavletsky.
One of the assistant coaches telling the bench, move down, give the man a chair, would you?
Now, I didn't see him hit the floor, so it had to be either hip to hip or an elbow to the hip.
And usually there's not a lot of damage in that, but those just hurt like mad when they start.
Fader through the lane is no good. Tipped out into the corner. Martzel thought about a three. Now they feed the high post. Pearson again will hit. So he finally finds one to go through.
Yeah, what a pretty play, too. Drawing the defense out, and then suddenly you saw that flash to the free throw line right in his jumper range and put it down.
Game's starting to get a little bit away from the Terrors again here as the clock begins to wind down. Tetsky will drive. Trying to go baseline but cut off with Steffen, and then pass gets tipped out of bounds, and it will stay with the Terrors.
We saw it on that play, too, that one of the biggest things the Terrors have to develop is court awareness. Where is everybody? The other 9 players, where are they? So you can find your guys, and you know where the other guys are, because that was a bounce pass out, and Kimberly easily stepped in and knocked that one away.
Tetsky with the inbound three is no good. A rebound to Pavletsky. By the way, Connor Wennick has checked back in for Kimberly, as has Austin Georger Carson Hacker for the Terrors, and now Buchanan is back in.
Like I said, those things usually hurt more when they happen, and you feel it seize up, and so he's going to have a bruise there tomorrow.
Bryce Sweeney back in for the Terrors. Still 14-point lead here for the Papermakers, about 4.5 to go. Pearson, right. Buchanan still has his hand on his hip there as he moves around. 3 on the way by Pearson, off again, so his struggles from deep continue tonight.
Yeah, sometimes as a player, if you're Jake Buchanan, you want to be out there. It's like when you turn an ankle, keep going.
Hacker to the basket and he scores. Nice little give and go there.
Yeah, nice little rotation. Hacker stepped into the lane, set a semi-screen, moved right off, went down the lane, was wide open.
Pick and roll, not give and go. Buchanan, he'll give the hip a try there on the 3. It's no good, but underneath for the rebound, but stripped away from Bartol. Here comes Gast. Could get it back to single digits here if they hit a 3. Into the corner as Myers winds up and hits. His 5th on the night. And we're going to get a timeout call by Lucky Wirtz. So the lead is 9 with 3 minutes and 32 seconds left to go here in the second half. We'll take a break. You're watching the Fox Communities Credit Union Stream Game of the Week on The Score.
Make fenced-in yard happen. Make two-story in town happen. Or ranch in the country happen? Definitely make 2 bathrooms happen. With Fox, make we can afford that one happen. When it's time to decide on your dream home, Fox helps you make life happen. Visit one of 22 Fox locations or apply online today so you can make this is the one happen.
Fox Communities.
Jonathan Kraus, Dick Napinski with you here at Emmanuel Gym at Appleton West High School. And Dick, I'm pretty sure that if we had told head coach Adam Legacki of Appleton West that he was going to be down 9 with 3.5 minutes to go, he would have taken it.
He would have. And I was just watching the presence on the bench during that timeout. The Appleton West bench is right in front of us. Very pointed, saying the kind of thing, okay, everybody understand, here's what we have to do. Get some offense, trust each other, start to develop some things, and move without the basketball.
So it'll be Kimberly's ball as we come back out of the timeout. Winnick tries to feed the post, tipped away, and they're going to say that Bartol got a fingertip on it, so a turnover Kimberly.
Yeah, nice job by Carson Hacker. He got a hand in there, just changed the course enough. Bartol went up, and it simply tipped off his fingertip.
Kimberly continues to extend the pressure in their half-court trap, and Winnick tipped it out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Terrors.
Yeah, that was one of those situations. Caden Meyer simply dribbled himself into a problem. The double team came up. He had no place to go with it.
Gast will inbound, and that's taken there by Myers. Back to Gast. In for Hacker. Will come near side. Tetsky will try a 3 in the corner and hit. And the lead is down to 6. The closest that the Terrors have been since it was 6-0 Kimberly to start the game. Nice reverse layup attempt there, but unable to hit is Pearson as his offensive struggles. Hate to say it, but we just can't buy one tonight. Gast into the front court.
Know where you're supposed to go on this offensive set.
Tetsky will hold high on the left. And then he will be called for a charge. Got the offhand extended and knocked the defender down.
And that was right in front of us, Jonathan. We could see it develop, and you know that. You're officiating. When you see that arm go out like that to create the space, that's a very easy call for the official.
So back in is Spencer Steffen. Tetsky will come out. That's his 3rd foul, 4th team foul on Appleton West. So they've got a few to give, as in they are also in the bonus here as Kimberly has 8 team fouls. Terrors will show a little token pressure out here at the half court. Nice feed into the post there, but then Winnick got himself in trouble. Scramble around. Pearson will try again and hit. Logan Pearson.
Nice control by Logan that time, splitting the 2 defenders. We're going to have a 30-second timeout by Appleton West, but splitting the 2 defenders, keeping himself under control. Eyes on that backboard, just set the ball up there regardless of what you had on defense.
Just a reminder that our next broadcast will be off for about a week and a half here. It comes up on Tuesday, December 17th, and it'll feature the Neenah Rockets against the Appleton East Patriots. Pregame at 7:15, tip-off at 7:30. And just a reminder that if you want to watch any of the high school basketball and high school football games that we've done this year on the stream, you can find those at thescorewi.com.
This is great. Love basketball season coming back. I'm already on my diet of gymnasium popcorn and hot dogs, which will I'll be consuming over the next 4 months. And we grade the hot dogs, too. We know where the good ones are.
Yeah. The master of the gym and the high school football field diet, though, is Wade Bates.
Oh, yes, definitely.
He can put it away at a game.
Yeah, he's a high-energy guy. Burns a lot of calories.
That's why there are no free food spreads at high schools anymore.
When he started bringing Tupperware, that was the problem.
That's right. Hey, you gonna use that next week? I'm just gonna take that home.
I need lunch for the week.
Tetsky looking to drive, forces his way in. Last couple of possessions here, he's been a little too aggressive, I think. Up ahead, Pearson, and he gets rejected by Steffen again. And there's the putback attempt by Pavletsky wouldn't go. Now Winnick keeps the possession alive. All alone underneath, Martzel layup. That rims out, and Steffen is able to bring it down.
Boy, Lucky Wirtz just must be beside himself. They're getting great looks. They're just not going anywhere.
I think this is where you see it's Kimberly's first game, where just these shots you'll be making next week can't seem to find the basket. Tetsky, another turnover. Feed down low. Winnick will force his way up and hits. And now we get a timeout called by Kimberly.
Lucky Wirtz says, okay, guys, we're up by 10. There's a minute 18 left. It's going to be a full timeout, and let's just slow things down and do right for the final 90 seconds or so.
All right, why don't we take a timeout as well? You are watching the Fox Communities Credit Union stream game here on The Score.
"100 years in business, thousands of construction projects, countless memories, and priceless relationships for which we are eternally grateful. But we're just getting started. The team at Myron Construction thrives on bringing dreams to life, and we're looking forward to the next century of building excellence for our clients, partners, and the community. Because building excellence isn't just what we do, it's who we are."
Jonathan Kraus, Dick Napinski with you here on The Score, and I guess it would be safe to say that this actually has turned out to be a little bit closer game than we expected.
Appleton West has hung in there, and they still have a long way to go on offense, and it's something they have to develop. But they found some shots, some guys knocked down some threes. You saw the sophomore Caden Myers with 5 3-pointers tonight. He's done a marvelous job when he's been able to get open to knock down those shots, but they need a lot in a short period of time.
Myers is the one that brought it up. They're running that little three-man weave out top. Tetsky tries to feed. No, I think that was a feed underneath. Instead, it caught the rim. Pavletsky hasn't. They're going to foul him in the backcourt. Again, Terrors have a few to give. That's only their 5th team foul with a minute left to go in the second half.
Yeah, those are always the problems. You don't want to foul, and then you get toward the end of the game and you find yourself short. All you do is stop the clock. You don't have a chance at a rebound.
Carson Hacker, Bryce Sweeney in.
Yep, have to extend your defense a little bit now, see if you can get a tip away. You've got some length on the floor. You take a look at guys like Steffen and Myers and Hacker out there. You've definitely got some guys that have long reach, but do you have enough quickness to catch up to the paper makers?
Into Pavletsky, and he draws the foul. Whoa, what was that? Bryce Sweeney swinging the ball past Pavletsky's head. Officials are going to let it go.
You got to be careful with that one, young man. You can have some frustration, but you have to play in control.
I think he was upset because Pavletsky was really trying to sell the contact in the backcourt. The sophomore able to dribble in. Nice up fake, and the foul is called as Martzel got 2 men in the air. And he learned 2 shots.
And now the switch out, we see Adam Lagaki playing the offense, defense, get the length on defense, get some scoring punch on offense if you get that chance.
to the line. Alec Martzel, first free throw off for him, no good. The Wildcat quarterback of the Kimberly football team.
Pretty darn good one. You know, when you lose your quarterback like Kimberly did early in the season, you have to give Steve Jones and his coaching staff credit. Okay, we're going to adapt as we go on here. And you have a sophomore QB, and then you put out the Wildcat formation, and it worked very well for Kimberly throughout the entire season.
Martzel comes up empty on both, so it stays a 10-point game here as into the front court comes Gast, and a bump out top will send him to the line for the bonus. 9th team foul now on the Papermakers.
Got to start sinking these. Best time to do it. Clock is stopped, able to catch up.
That is also the 4th foul on Alec Martzel, so he will be checking out, as will Winnick.
Want a little more ball handling out there, guys. You can bring the basketball up.
Actually, Martzel stays in with the 4 fouls.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Buchanan in this situation. Normally you would, so that hip must be bothering him a little more than we thought.
Trying to see where he is on the bench. I think he is still within the guys who are not still wearing their warm-ups.
Yeah, he's on the bench right now. He's just not in the game.
Free throw is good, so it cuts the lead now to 9. Second free throw converts as well. 8-point game. Need to foul. Whoa, Pavletsky hits the floor hard and is helped up.
Fans didn't like it for Appleton West, but you've got a lot of hands and arms and legs and feet all intersecting there, and that's where the foul was called.
Steffen gets whistled for that one. His first 8th team foul, so Kimberly to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Steffen will check out. Myers back in. And to the line we'll go to the sophomore, Jackson Pavletsky. First free throw is good. Got good form.
Yeah, excellent chance, too, with the experience, the junior seniors on the roster this year for Kimberly. He's not pressured to be all everything. He doesn't have to score all the points. You can use him in spots. Let him use his talents and develop and get that confidence.
Lead back to 10 here as we wind under 35 seconds to go. Gast will pick up. Hacker will try the free throw line jumper. Tipped around, and Kimberly, Pavletsky again with the rebound. Dribbling through a few guys. He'll go coast to coast. Layup good. Now back the other way, and a rejection at the hole by Winnick.
Yeah, Myers was trying for the big dunk that time, but a little bit too much defense from Connor Winnick.
And now the teams will just play out the clock, and that'll do it here for tonight's game. Final score, Kimberly 58, Appleton West 46. We'll take a break. Mr. Napinski will run downstairs and get the final scoring numbers, and we'll have those for you coming up next here on the Fox Communities Credit Union Stream Game of the Week.
Make fenced-in yard happen. Make two-story in town happen. Or ranch in the country happen. Definitely make 2 bathrooms happen.
When you're looking for
100 years in business.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance.
Make fenced-in yard happen. Make two-story in town happen. Or ranch in the country happen. Definitely make 2 bathrooms happen. With Fox, make we can afford that one happen. When it's time to decide on your dream home, Fox helps you make life happen. Visit one of 22 Fox locations or apply online today so you can make this is the one happen.
Fox Communities.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
100 years in business, thousands of construction projects, countless memories, and priceless relationships for which we are eternally grateful. But we're just getting started. The team at Myron Construction thrives on bringing dreams to life, and we're looking forward to the next century of building excellence for our clients, partners, and the community. Because building excellence isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprinapparel.com. Experience the difference.
Sophomore with 13, the two players in double figures. For the Papermakers, Jake Buchanan finished with 9, 6 each for Alex Martzall and Connor Winnick. 8 points tonight for Mitch Bartle, all came in the first half, and 2 points for Brett Baroni. Meanwhile, for the Terrors, Caden Myers, the sophomore, 15 points tonight. Only player in double figures for the Terrors. Nice night all on three-pointers. 5 3-pointers tonight. 7 for Tyler Tetsky. 6 points each for Eli Gast and Caden Krieger. 4 points tonight, Jackson Knabel, Carson Hacker, and 2 points each for Bryce Sweeney and Spencer Steffen for their 46 points.
Your general thoughts here? I know that for Appleton West, there's no such thing as moral victories, but I think to stay within 12 of Kimberly with just your second game of the season, that's almost a win.
Almost a win, and the coaches will have a lot of things that you can look on tape and in practice next week and say, here's what we have to clean up. First of all, offensive. A lot of pieces right now. You can see Tyler Tetsky wants to be a playmaker, wants to be a scorer, has some ability there.
Tom Julian from the Julian
Almost at times he was trying to do too much himself out there. But you need the teammates that can start to flash open. Caden Myers showed some good things tonight if you can set him up for that 3-ball. A lot of length on this Terrors team. You can get guys out there, you can crash the boards, but again, offensively, it's very choppy right now. A lot of inexperience. Again, who's going to be the scorer? Who's going to be the big play guy? Who's going to bring the ball up? Who's going to take the guys and say, let's get this under control? All of those things are still works in progress. That's what Adam Lagaki and his staff have to work on next time. Meanwhile, for Kimberly, it's a first game. Lucky Wirtz will say, yeah, this is a first game. We've got a lot of things to work on. Let's get out there and do that. Let's see how Jake Buchanan is. He wasn't in there in the last couple of minutes after bouncing that hip. I think he'll be fine, but it's going to be a little bit sore. You're going to have a bruise on that one. Jackson Pavletsky showing some things as a sophomore. Again, in a nice spot where you can bring him along in spots where he can succeed. You don't have to put all the pressure on him. You have enough scorers out there to do those kind of things. Logan Pearson showed up very well offensively and defensively. Liked the way he played. And, of course, there's some bulk down there with Bartle. Grant Osman, I think they want to get him more involved, and there may be opportunities for that. And you take a look at some of the rest of the team. Martzall, very effective with a couple of threes. And a lot of pieces. Winnick is going to be a good defensive player. He offers some more length on the floor for you. It's a matter of, okay, let's start to develop this and get moving. We got our first game out of the way. We know what it's like against another team. Let's take the next step.
Do you think Kimberly is the team that we expect them to be this year?
Tough to tell after one game.
Certainly
really is. I mean,
they missed a lot of shots that they're going to be making later in the season.
Yeah, and again, just getting that rhythm. Practice is one thing. You know all the guys in practice. You know what they're going to do. You know which way they're going to turn. You can know exactly what you can do against them. You start playing against other teams, you have to find that out. Look at the tape, find out what they're going to do, get it going at game speed. They'll be fine. It's just a matter of starting to mesh all of those parts. That's what you have December for. Unfortunately, a lot of teams, like Kimberly, you're kicking things off. You don't have a non-conference game. This is conference play right away. You've got the W, you move on, you improve, get ready for next week.
Just a reminder that our next broadcast on the stream will be Tuesday, December 17th, as well as Boys Hoops for you. Nina at Appleton East. Pregame 7:15, tip-off at about 7:30 for that one. Dick Napinski, I appreciate it. First time we've had a chance to work together in this capacity. Usually we're talking about airplanes. And also my thanks to Adam Van Handel, who was working the camera for tonight. And thanks also to the folks at Appleton West for finally allowing us to shoot from the stands instead of up here in the balcony with that angle that was always a bit odd to watch. Again, just a reminder, final score, Kimberly 58, Appleton West 46. I'm Jonathan Kraus. Hope you have a great weekend, and we will talk to you again in a couple of weeks here on the Fox Communities Credit Union Stream Game of the Week.